this video, I want to tell you just a really simple but really effective tool that you can use in your organization that will help avoid some of the confusion that happens when leaders communicate. So I'm going to start by telling you a story. I don't know if you know what a 7 on the Enneagram is. You can go look at that in one of our other videos, the Enneagram series. But I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, which means I love adventure, I love variety, I like new ideas, all kinds of things. And I want to have a ton of fun while I'm leading. One of the interesting things about that is I used to go away to conferences and learn a whole bunch of stuff, or go away on a retreat and journal in a book or whatever. And every time I went out of town, my entire staff would get really nervous. Because when I would come back with all these ideas. And I didn't really have a mechanism for delivering those ideas. So what I did was what every 7 does on the Enneagram, is I come in and just start talking to people about things. And I would walk into somebody's office and go, you know what we should do? We should do this. And I was thinking about this. And I'd roll it out and they'd start, brainstorming with me, which I love. It's a great thing to do. But the problem was I would come back a week later and I would find my people working on stuff that they're not supposed to be working on. And I'd say, what are you doing? Why are you working on that? And they would go, well, you told me to. And I'd say, no, I didn't tell you to work on that. What are you talking about? They said, the other day when you came in, you said, you know what we should do? And I went, oh, no, I was just spitballing with you. This is what I do. This is part of, and this went on for like 3 years. And my staff kept kind of reacting to it. It was kind of a joke. Everybody was funny. Oh no, Tim's coming back from a conference. A friend of mine gave me a tool that I could use that would really clear up a lot of this. And it's called Tell, Sell, Consult. Okay? And so leaders a lot of times will walk into meetings and they will either be ideating, they will be asking for consultation, they'll be asking something that they're really interested in, or they'll just tell people what to do. Okay? And so what I want to do is kind of walk you through this and lay this out for you. So number 1 is tell. Okay? The criteria for a tell is something that when you walk in, you've already made up your mind. You're not asking for consultation. You're not even asking for spitballing. You're not asking for ideas. You're not asking for opinions. You're going, guys, we're doing this. I've made the decision. We're doing it. That gives people really good clarity. Even though we shouldn't use it that often, it's something that gives people really good clarity because we know what it is. It's a tell. It's not a sell. It's not a consult. It's truly a tell. We should be using this about 5% of the time. So about 5% of our time as a leader. This is a card we don't play very often because normally what we're trying to do is we're trying to drive ownership in our decisions. We're trying to roll things out in a way that people feel a sense of ownership over those things. We want them enrolled. We want them bought in. We want those kind of things. When you just walk in with a tell, there's a really good chance that it's probably a card you're playing because you have to make a decision quick. You have to have action quick. And there's not really a whole lot of time to do that. 5% of the time, leaders, make sure you understand when's the appropriate time to use a tell. Should be very rare. The second is what we call a sell. Okay? What this does is it helps frame up for your people. When you use this language, you walk into a room and you go, hey, this is a sell. You're letting them know the context in which you need their input. Okay? A sell is something that says, you know what, I feel really strongly that we should do this. I'm leaning in this direction. And I need your guys' input. So I need to hear if there are any big reasons, any big blind spots that I see in this plan that would cause me not to do this. Or I'm going to shut this thing down, guys, and I need to hear from the team to tell me why we shouldn't. Okay? It's a sell. I'm trying to get you on board with my idea. I'm trying to get you to enroll in that ownership. I want you to speak into it. But understand, I'm trying to sell you on this because I already feel very strongly about it. That way they know where you're at with this whole thing. Again, this is a 35% of the time we should be using the sell. Okay? 35% of the time as leaders we should be selling and walking into a room doing that. The last one is consult. And obviously, this is what we should be doing the most of as leaders because when we're trying to get buy-in, voice in is buy-in. When you give people the opportunity to truly consult and you hear what they have to say and you actually listen to what they have to say through that whole thing, it doesn't mean you have to act in the way that they're recommending. That's not what this is about. What this is about is people are speaking in the direction of the team, the company, the idea, whatever it is. And when they get a chance to do that, they feel a sense of ownership in that decision. They feel like they've got a leader they can trust. They feel like somebody actually cares what they have to say. And all they care about is the fact that you heard them. That's the big part about this. But as a leader, if you're truly consulting, which you should be taking that in, you should be really listening to their thoughts, their opinions, and if they're right, you should actually act on some of the things that they tell you. That's consult. When we go into meetings, when we go into impromptus, when we go into our 9 a.m. morning stand-up, whatever it is, and we've got something we're sharing or we got something we need input on, we should walk in and be very clear. Is this a consult, a sell, or a tell? You should also give your people permission to ask you, hey, before you jump into this, is this a sell? Is this a tell? Or is this a consult? What is it? You will find that you will alleviate a lot of communication issues. You will alleviate a lot of assumptions that get made when you lay this out for people before you get into your conversations. Thanks for listening.